What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video I wanted to show you how you can make a pretty cool sounding beat only using free plugins and like stock sounds in your DAW. So basically the DAW uses Mixcraft Pro Studio. A lot of people are kind of sleeping on it just because it's one of the cheaper DAWs that you can get and everyone's just on that FL Studio wave or like Ableton or something like that. But honestly, if you know how to work your music station and you figure everything out and watch tutorials and stuff like that people have, and just like I said, even figuring out on yourself, you can become pretty adapted to it and learn how to use it the correct way and just think of stuff by yourself. So I've been using Mixcraft for about 2 years now, and it works great for me, and I've pretty much been able to do everything the same as what people do on FL Studio and things like that, and make the same kind of beats. So really, to me, it doesn't matter what software you have as long as you know how to use it and figure everything out, and you'll be good. So let's get into the video. Okay, so obviously the first step is sound selection, and what I picked is this thing called a synthesizer called I don't even know, some German word, but basically it's from Firebird, and Firebird is a free plugin that you can get. It's got a couple synthesizers and pads and everything in it, and it's got some really cool sounds, and if you know how to manipulate them and put low pass filters and things like that on them, they can sound pretty cool. So I came up with this melody. I just drew it in until I was happy with it, and then this is what it sounded like. This also has reverb and delay on it, as well as a low pass cutoff. So this is what I have. So I knew I had the tempo going, and I really liked it, so I wanted to put some other filler sounds in. So after that, I added something else from Firebird. It's another synthesizer called Red Planet, and this is in a lower octave, but it's the exact same notes, and just the volume is turned down on it, but it also has a low pass filter, so I'll play that by itself. So it's got more of a grungy, lower type sound to it. So together it sounds like this. So you can hear the tempo and kind of the grunginess, as I said, in the synthesizer. So I knew I had that pocket there and I just needed to fill it. Next, what I added was a bass, and with the bass I always like to keep it moving, so I have those glides and just higher notes that pretty much change up the bass line instead of one note. So I drew in the bass, and it's in a sampler. It's called Block 808. I don't know what kit I got it from, but it's really nice. So if you can try to find that, it's a really nice 808 and you can hear it. But basically, once I got this in, I knew that this was going to be a pretty nice beat. So this is what it sounds like. So you can hear the glides and the different notes going up and down, just to kind of change up the feel. So I had that there, and then I wanted to put some percussion in. So the next thing I did was put a clap in, and this is from the Silence kit. If you guys don't know who Silence is, he's another producer, and he makes really good drum kits. So I have this this clap that I got from that kit, and it's one of my favorite. It probably is my favorite clap that I use, and so I just put that in there. The next thing I did after that was add some perks and some snares from a Lil Pump drum kit. Just kind of more of a gritty and crunchier drum kit that I like, that I felt that would go good with this beat. So I put a couple perks and snares in there. So you can hear it's moving now, like. And once again, all of these sounds I have on this beat are free. So it just goes to show that you don't need all the top plugins and Omnisphere and all that kind of stuff. You spend $500 on a plugin. You can honestly use plugins and different samplers and sounds like that you can get for free and make a beat sound really nice. So the next thing that I added was a hi-hat, and it's just a simple Metro Boomin type hi-hat. Nothing really too crazy down here. I drew these in. A couple little rolls here and there, but I wanted to keep it a little bit simpler. The next thing I added is a couple more perks and some Zaytoven sounds. One of my favorite things to use in a beat is the Zaytoven chant. I absolutely love that. I pretty much put it in every one of my beats. I think it keeps the tempo going, and it just fills in a couple spots that I feel like should be filled. And then I added another rim as well, so just like a different type of perk, and this is what it sounds like. So the next thing I added was a flute, and this is a stock flute from Mixcraft. It's literally just called Flute. It's got a really nice sound to it. I put some reverb on it. Sounds super nice. Very simple melody, but it goes well in the background. So this is what it sounds like. It's kind of like a creepy melody on top. That was that, and then I knew I needed something and wanted something a little bit in the background that was holding the tempo, just on the downbeat and everything like that, and as well as in the chorus, just because. So I added this thing called an echo harp, and the velocity is turned really low on these things, so it's kind of just like a very low sound, but it fits to me, and I kept it. So here's what they sound like. So that was one, and then I added a lower octave. So the delay is a little bit different on each of them, and I really like that. So I kept it and it worked. So here's what it sounds like. So I thought all of that went together, and then now I knew I needed the kick. So obviously got to put the kick in there, and I kept it pretty close together in a lot of different notes, just to fill in some of the sounds and keep the tempo up. So the last thing I added was a different hi-hat roll. It just kind of plays throughout the background. Fills in some different parts of the beat, and it keeps it moving, and that's the final part. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned that just because you don't have Omnisphere or things like Nexus or even an expensive music software, that you can make a beat that is very modern and very nice sounding. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave some comments, leave some video suggestions, and especially since my sports are done for the season and I'm about to get out of school, I'll be making more videos. So leave those suggestions, and I'll see you next time.